Are you serious right now? Oh, man. Oh,
Yeah.
so aggravated with that moment.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
gross. Sorry,
Yeah,
Love is
no,
Blind. That was super
I
gross.
hated that. Because there's people and then they love each other. They do it in the ports.
From movies to video games, welcome to Replays It All. Today's episode is the Love is Blind Season 9 reunion episode. Of course, I have George with me. Hello, George.
Hello.
So excited to talk about this reunion. Sort of.
So
Sort of
yeah,
excited to talk
sort
about
of.
this because it wasn't the best reunion at all. It was a little lackluster, but we'll uh we'll get
We're not
into it.
alone. We're not alone in these feelings.
No, I've seen that. We're not only feelings.
Yeah.
A lot of people could not stand this reunion. Let's find out why.
Hmm.
Okay, let's just get right into it and start from the get-go. They jump right in right away to Megan and Jordan
Yeah.
and just let a huge cat out of the bag right away about Megan and Jordan. And that's how Megan has a baby with another man. They did that's what they drop on us right away, which we kind of already knew already because George sent me some reel about it and we saw, so there was speculation already, but she finally let it spill for all of us to know. So we find out Megan had a baby. Were you surprised? No, right?
I mean, because we didn't find like that's the thing. This episode is going to tell us things that weren't news to us.
Hmm. The social
Social
media,
media
yeah,
told us everything. Yeah. So like, and the last time we recorded, I had to put this note down where I was just like, social media is ruining Love is Blind. Or
yeah,
at least it's adding to the downfall of it because the show
yeah,
itself is ruining itself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But like social media isn't helping. Like they're not keeping it on lock with this stuff. Like maybe like when you film these things, have them sign more paperwork that keeps their life under wraps for the next year or so. So that way your season isn't ruined by
Hmm.
information like this. Because if we hadn't had learned and found out that she was pregnant through socials, we would have been shocked. We would have been like, "Oh, snap." You know what I mean? We could have had that too. But we already knew. We knew 3 episodes ago, that they didn't make it and that she had a kid. So it was just like, okay, yeah, like you got to drop a little bit more heavy stuff than that. Like now you got to be like, yeah, and guess what? Not only does she have a kid, but she's been seeing this guy while she was with Jordan. Like we need something like blow the top off kind of shit. The thing that I think I'm still not 100% like with is timing, the timing of things. Yes, this season was filmed when season 8 was filmed. So that was like about a year, maybe almost 2 years ago. So there is a bit of that. But she starts giving us the timeline of when she
Hmm.
met this guy. And I think she said it was like 3 months
3 months after.
after, right? Okay, so 3 months after, that's when she got paired up with this dude through a mutual friend. But before that, she did go on some dates with Mike. And I think
Yeah,
she also mentions going like meeting up or talking to Blake. But I think that was
yeah,
just maybe a date and a talk. Like it didn't seem like it was anything. But she did
right.
go out with Mike, right? For a little bit. And Mike felt the need to tell Jordan that, you know, which
Hmm.
I think Jordan's just a stand-up dude. I think he's got to be one of the most like mature and dopest dudes on that freaking cast.
Love them. My
Yeah.
favorite.
Because the way he just took it, I think Mike told him, "Hey, I dated her as a way to jab him." That's what I
Yeah.
think. We didn't get to see it. He's sticking up for Mike and making him seem cool and everything, but we saw how Mike was during that season, and I just can't believe it. I could be wrong though. I don't know these people. Everything I'm saying about these people could be 100% wrong. I'm only going off of what the camera showed me, and the cameras did
Mhm.
not show me a guy that I would want to hang out with and that I could trust. Okay. So for me, he said that it's like Mike just did that to freaking get at you. And luckily for you, you're such a better guy, it didn't do anything to you. And if it did, you're not showing it because you're better than
Hmm.
that. But but yeah, in any case, I just felt like, wow, I don't think she loved Jordan at all.
No.
You know, because just to immediately after that go and be like, oh, let's check out Mike. Maybe he's better fit for me, you know, because it's like you strung this man along. You didn't need to do that. And
Hmm.
granted, part of it, I do know it's in their contracts to some extent where they do have to like try to hang on for as long as possible for the wedding episode. you
Hmm.
know. So like I know that they probably are gonna say no well in advance, but there's like, well, for the production, we have to stay on for this kind of stuff. So we as a audience, we judge them really hard for staying longer and being out to the wedding episode. And it's because we have those couples who drop off earlier and just like, I don't care what production needs. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? So it's like because of that, like I just felt like you since you didn't make it to the wedding day, then you stuck on for too long. And it's hard for me to see someone so smart in one avenue and be so unintelligent in another avenue. You know, and granted, relationships are hard. They're not easy.
Hmm.
It's not like something you can go to school for and just learn. You got to figure it out one by one. But
Yeah.
it's just at the same time though, like there is some part of it where it's just common sense. And some of that common sense is like he has a fucking kid.
Hmm.
And you didn't know, you couldn't figure that out. And you're just it felt like legs were open for other dudes pretty quickly. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too judgmental.
Well, it's also because I think she was so hooked on this idea that it was like her dad speaking through her. I think she was obsessed with the diabetes thing and
Like this
thinking this has
destiny.
to be a
Yeah.
like we talked about before. She's really into signs and like stuff like that, numbers and all that crap. So it's like I think she was holding on because she was like, I feel like I have to because it's a sign from my dad, almost a sign from the universe. So I think that was a big part of it.
I mean, she has her kid. She has this guy that she's not married to. It's okay. That's something that kind of bothered me. And like, granted, I don't hate on people who have kids out of wedlock. That happens. All right.
Mm.
But at the same time, it's just like you were so like you were on the show because you were hooked on getting a husband,
Yeah.
and you didn't get a husband before getting that kid. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess because
Yeah.
of it's because of how the show is and like the reasons for going on the show, you see actions like that and it just feels weird and out of place. So yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know. Plus, I saw some shit online where like supposedly he bought her like $1 million mansion house, whatever crap. Like that was his gift to her. So it's like, all right, that shows what you're looking for and how Jordan was never going to be the guy.
Right. Which we got from the series. Like we got it
Yeah.
from the season. Like that's what her priorities and what the importance were. The importance was put on that a lot. One thing I really didn't like, and I'm gonna bring this up again later,
Okay.
when we talk about another couple, was how they're like, "Oh, you had a baby? That's why you're thick. That's why you got thick." And like, we noticed you're getting thick. And like, first of all, she barely looked bigger than she did on the show.
She was exactly the same
Sec,
to me, Shield.
yeah. Second of all, it's been like what, a year and a bit? Like, like, can she not fluctuate even a little bit? Like, I mean, can we stop commenting on women's weight all the time and and having this like even women doing it? Can you just stop? Like maybe sometimes saying you're thick now is a backhanded compliment. You know what I mean? And women do that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like, can you and like KB looked like she got a little bit thicker too. So why is she talking the maybe she meant it as a compliment, like probably. But at the same time, it's like I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh shit, whoops. Like, sorry, it's been a year and a half and my body fluctuates because I'm a human being. But they're like, oh, it makes so much sense now. It's like, no, maybe she's just a person. Even if she didn't have a baby, maybe she's just a freaking person. I got so mad at that.
It's funny you bring that up because I noticed that the girls, because I know what you're going to bring up later. I know exactly what you're talking about, and
Do
it
you?
popped into it because it popped into my head when it happened. I was like, the girls talk about each other's weight a lot to each other, but the
Mhm, you
the
do
minute
know.
a guy freaking says
Yeah.
anything about weight,
Yeah.
he's a demon, he's the devil, like he's like the scum on the earth. And it's like, how dare that person say anything? But the girls, it's all good. Girls can say whatever they want. It's like, what is this? What's this gatekeeping of weight? All right, weight happens to all of us. It goes up and down. It's a part of life. And granted, a lot of them do stay in shape, and that's great for them. It's hard to freaking stay in shape. Me and you exercise every day, and it's freaking hard.
Hmm.
We're in our 40s and we're trying to stay,
Yeah.
in a manageable place. But at the same time, it's like if like my mom or friends like, yo, you like looking a little tubby down there. It's like I'm not gonna get mad. I'm like, you're right, I am.
Yeah.
I've been messing up.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
So
been slacking. I've been chilling.
yeah, so it's like I don't know. That's something that really it pissed me off. And I know when you get to it, we'll address
Yeah.
why it ticked me off later on.
Yep. Okay,
You
good.
know,
Yeah. I should
yeah,
never doubt when I'm like, do you actually know what I'm talking about, George? Yeah, of course you do.
yeah,
You know exactly where I'm going. Because we have the majority of things, we feel the same.
yeah.
Okay, so that was Megan and Jordan. Jordan's being awesome. Jordan's just forgiving Mike for everything. He's being so amazing. He's being so kind about Megan. He's just like Jordan's the best.
He's my standout person in this episode for multiple
Oh yeah.
reasons. It's not just because of his
Yes.
maturity.
Yeah, because it's also for his immaturity, which is also kind
Yeah.
of in a mature way. So let's move on to Casey and Patrick then, or the next people to talk to, because
Yeah.
Jordan is making a ton of faces the whole time Casey is
Oh man.
talking.
This dude, I loved his response to like every time something happened, and he's just like, at one point I thought he was like crying. I couldn't tell because of the angle, but I was like, is he okay? But then you see he's like, and then the fact that Nick calls him out, it's like, see a lot of faces over there, Jordan. Everything okay? He's like, I got ADHD.
That's all. That's
That's
all
it.
it is.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, you didn't have ADHD but fucking earlier in this season.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
popped
you're
out.
always tired. Yeah, always
Yeah.
tired.
It popped out of nowhere when stupidity happens. That's when the ADHD kicks in.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
like
use that as my
my
excuse.
ADHD is sensing stupidity. Let me act up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um.
Casey and
Oh,
Patrick. Yes.
Casey and Patrick, like a lot of people I've been seeing online are like, why was Casey there anyway? And why was because Casey was like one of the most how do I like train wreck things on the show and got the most like social media attention.
Oh yeah.
So obviously they're gonna have her back on the reunion. Like obviously she's the one getting all this attention and she's like who knows what's going on in that brain? There's all the drama. There's the drama with the ring. And I was like, okay. And they're talking about the ring and Patrick just wants it back because it's like symbolism, you know what I mean? It's not about how much it
Yeah.
costs, it's about what the ring represents. I totally understand that. And Allie being like, I don't even know why the ring is such an important thing because it's not like you pay for it. It's like, it's not
Uh,
about paying, it's what it represents, man.
yeah.
And just, I don't know. What do you have to say about the whole ring thing?
So I did write down thoughts on this because I just
Hmm.
want you to know, like, I watched this episode twice.
Oh.
I watched it the day it premiered, and I had zero notes. I don't know why. I felt numb to the episode, so
Mm.
I had nothing. So I had to watch it again the next day, and then it was like as now I really I was like focused, and then it all came. I'm just typing. I was like this, and that. So Ringgate, fucking 2005. Yeah, that it. Oh man, oh,
Yeah.
so aggravated with that moment. Because even Jen kind of like perked up for this part, and it bothered her because she's a person of principle. And so I was like, why keep the ring? Like, let's try to be devil's advocate here. Why keep the ring as a memento? Why do you want to remember a day where you hurt someone, when you broke someone's heart? Why do you want to remember that? I don't understand why you want to keep something like that around. That seems weird to me. So it's like if it's not a memento, then what? Because like to have a diamond ring, it's not even a real diamond. As we've learned, they're synthetic diamonds. So they're cubic
Hmm.
zirconias. That's what they are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not a
That's what we used
real,
to
but
call it
it's
back in
like,
our day.
yeah, it's like,
Zirconia.
maybe there's real gold, real silver. Okay. But either way, it's just like, so you want to be the person who's known for being frivolous and just cares about, pretty things. It's like that just makes you look like no matter how you paint it, you look bad by keeping that ring. There's nothing good about keeping that ring. The other part of it that felt me is like, because once we learned also how the rings work, because me and you questioned it for a while. It's like, what's the deal with these rings? Because Anton's talking about paying this much for it, but then we find out that no one paid for the rings. But then I think back, there was a season where someone didn't they give their like other their fiance like an heirloom? Like they actually used like a personal ring, like from like their mother or grandmother or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, and then Jen brought up a great point to me. It's like, what if it was his mom's ring? Would she not
Mm,
give it back? And it's just like that's even like that looks really bad if you don't give back the ring. Like sure, okay, in this case, production gave it to them. But what if it was the other way around? Like she gives off this kind of demeanor where like she would have kept it regardless. Like no matter
hmm.
what, where it came from. It's like, and that's just
Mhm.
gross. Like that's not a person you want to be with. That's
Mhm.
So there's that. I also thought to myself, the ring thing, man, it brought out thoughts. I don't know why Netflix even lets the girls keep the ring.
No.
Like, why are any of the girls keeping the ring? And if the girls are keeping the ring, because fair is fair, in my opinion, the men are going through this in equal fashion as the girls are. What do the guys get?
Well,
If the girl keeps the ring after saying no, or whoever says no, what does the guy get to have? Because everyone should get something then. If she's getting something, he should get something. Does he
mhm.
get to keep the cups? What was he keeping his tux? Like what I can tell you right now, no matter what it is he's getting to keep, it's not going to be at the value of $3,000 to $5,000, which the ring is valued at.
Mhm.
So I'm just curious. Like I want to know production. What are we giving the guys? What are the guys getting out of this? All right, because it's not just her day; it's their day. And the reason I feel that way is because of the show and because of like the fact there is a 50-50 experience here. In real
Mhm.
life, when I got married, it was my wife's day. I didn't like the only part of it that's mine is me getting to marry her. My thing is her. She is my everything. She's the prize. you know. But like this day is hers. I want everything to be for her. That's how I am in life. But for this show, no. 50-50. What the hell does he get? And that's why I started thinking. Like that's where my mind started rolling. But but yeah, I just that ring thing annoyed the crap out of me. It's like it just makes you look bad. Like you said, in principle, should you keep it? Why do you want this? And she said it. I shouldn't keep this. You should have it back.
Patrick is being a really good guy. He's basically saying, "All I want is an
Yeah.
apology. Why can't you say it?" She's sitting there just staring at him, and he's like, "All I want is the apology." And like they're like, "That's all he wants is the apology and the ring back." They're bringing up another thing that bothers me is they're bringing up these TikTok reels and these TikTok messages and all this social media bullshit. I'm like, you guys, this isn't real life. Social media is not real life. Can you stop arguing over goddamn TikTok? Well, you sent it, then you deleted it. Well, I deleted it because I thought it was. It's like, who cares about TikTok things that you're sending? Like, if you're concerned about what people are doing on social media and tagging and all that stuff, comments, you're too far gone. Like you're too far that you're not in the present, you're not in the real world, you're not in real life. I
Yeah.
know it's
Your
a part of
priorities are
real life
broken.
now. Yes, and I know it's a part of real life now, but it's actually not. If you think about it, this isn't real. It's not real at all. Then okay, when they finally she's going to give the ring back. And she goes, "Should I throw it?" Like, and that I was just like, "You bitch."
Yeah.
Like, why are you being rude about it?
Her whole back and forth was
Yeah.
was annoying,
Yeah.
like you said, she brought the social media stuff and the
Yeah.
things he said, and she brought being like the second pick, like the runner up or
Oh
all that kind of
God.
crap. And it's just like you don't get to use that as a defense mechanism because you didn't know that information going forward, all right, when you broke up
Mhm.
with him, all right.
Mhm.
That was news to you afterwards. So let's not
Yeah.
ignore the fact that you still did bad. Him picking you second, all right, does not negate what you did. You judging him by his looks, which was the whole point of the experiment, is that you don't judge by looks, and you couldn't admit that it was his looks because like that's just the reality. It was his looks, all right.
Mhm.
Like let's not pretend here. Like that's the part that is frustrating. And the audience was like, "Come on!" The audience was freaking
No.
calling her out with their sound
Yeah.
effects. You know what I mean? And she's like, "I don't get why
Yeah.
people." It's like it's because come on, we can see it. That's why. It just
Mhm.
happened to be when you first saw him that you couldn't feel anything. It just happened to be that, and all of your kisses felt performative. So it's just like, come
Yeah.
on. That's the thing. It's like
Ugh.
we know fake when we see it. Just stop it. Just
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Proceed.
No, it's okay. No, I know. It's just heard those kisses. Oh God, flashback. So she gives the ring back, and then they bring out a basketball player for some reason. Because what the hell is even happening? Love is Blind. Now we have live performances by musicians and basketball players, and this basketball thing. Stop. This is really making me hate the show. I think I'm only going to
Yeah.
watch the UK version now because this is just, it's getting too flashy, too showy. They're making them compete for the ring. And I thought that was just like a joke. The basketball player said for the ring. Then it
But then it
ended up
became
not
real.
being a joke.
Yeah.
Casey won shooting hoops, so she gets the ring back. What? We worked. Vanessa was like, "Give her the ring back," and I'm like, "What? Why are you doing this, Vanessa?
Yeah,
What?
that's
What were you?
when Chris Paul said that, I was just like, all right, you don't watch the show like they say you do. And then when
Yeah,
Vanessa Lachey's like, yeah, you gotta get, I was like, are you serious right now? Are you?
yeah.
It's like there must be a producer whispering in their ears because there's no way people watch that season and are serious, right? Like
No.
that part annoyed me so hard because in turn that made his experience, like you said, it was a joke. They made
Yeah.
his feelings and his experience a joke. Before
Mhm.
all that happened, everyone on that, well, not everyone, but a lot of the girls, at least, which is very important to me, the girls had pointed out that Patrick was hurt. Patrick was heartbroken when he came to that meetup or whatever with all of us. He was a broken man. Like all the girls are saying that. So and all
Mhm.
the girls didn't seem like they, it was maybe one girl, I guess was her friend, but some of the other girls were like they were not with Casey and what she did. So to me, it's like, all right, like one thing's all the guys siding with him. All right, maybe we're boys and us guys are going to stick up for each other the way girls stick up for each other. But the girls weren't sticking up for Casey. So
Mhm.
for me, that was a big deal. That to me, that means a lot because girls always stick up for each other, you know. But in this moment, they were not. So it's like, why the hell does she deserve the ring back then? By doing this shoot for hoops and give her the ring back that so she wins, which I felt he threw that. I felt like he purposely missed that last basket because he had good form and everything. And this guy was a basketball player for freaking like what college or high school. And it's like, no, no. This guy wanted it to be done. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this because I don't want this to go on any longer. Because this is stupid. This is making him look bad. And he just took it all in the chin. That guy freaking was just like, even after it all, like he had his heart broken twice, as far as I'm concerned. Because first Anna left, and then this fucking girl, crushed him over his looks. Which is something that he talked about that it was something in his past that bothered him, and he claims he got over it, but like you never get over that shit. Like that's somewhere deep in his insides, in his psyche, where it's like it's never gonna go away. And moments like that just bring it back up. You know. So, and after all that, he still gets shit on by having to like give the ring back. Like, no, that ring goes in the garbage. All right, no one gets that ring. Burn that thing. Like,
Like, how could
why does she
you?
deserve it?
How could she even accept it? I'd have been like,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. Let him. I want him to have it. He needs like no. Like the fact that she took it back. Like
it meant that she was never sorry.
no. Poor Patrick. Oh my God, how
Yeah,
embarrassing and humiliating. Unless that whole thing was planned and staged and in a script, which I mean, who knows
I mean,
anymore?
yeah, that's definitely planned. Like, ahead of time that they told them it's like, hey, we're gonna do this. So it's just like, have fun with it or whatever. Like a lot of that is definitely talked about in advance. They're not gonna surprise them with the basketball.
Yeah, but it's like, why give him the ring back and then make him give it back? That is such a like another. That's like he got his heart broken 3 times because then
Yeah.
the producers and the showrunners broke his heart
Yep.
from not taking him seriously. Oh, that was
Yeah.
gross. Sorry,
Yeah.
Love Is
No,
Blind.
I
That was super gross.
I hated that. Yeah. Now for
Hmm.
production, they've been heartless this season, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, heartless towards the people on the show and to the fans.
Yeah,
We'll keep Casey going because she has a lot of ties here.
because she keeps going. That's why. Because
Yeah, she keeps going. So apparently
yeah,
Casey and Joe had dates, okay? The whole time they're showing Madison, Madison's shaking her head and everything like that. And like I don't like Casey, but Madison's pissing me off because Madison made me mad a lot this season. And
yeah,
I kind of I don't like Casey, but I believe that Joe and Casey didn't do anything until later, until they were broken up. I don't think that
yeah.
Casey had anything to do with Madison and Joe's breakup. They're a bad fit. And I mean, like he says later on, all they did was fight and fuck, and they're not emotionally compatible.
I mean, we saw that in Baja.
Yeah,
Like Casey wasn't there in Baja. Explain that. Explain,
no, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, what does Eskimo sisters mean?
Oh,
Because oh
do you
yeah,
not?
yeah,
Do you not
I
know?
don't know.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Madison says that Casey said to her, "We're Eskimo sisters." I have no idea what that means.
It means that
Enlighten me.
they both slept with the same guy. So like for dudes, we say Eskimo brothers if we slept with the same girl, because
Oh,
like being in the same like sleeping bag kind of thing. It's
oh,
gross. It's not
no,
nice. Hence
no
why like
idea.
hence why she was grossed out by it. It's not a good joke. It's not
No,
something like if and it seems like she admitted to saying it and she
she
admitted that
did.
it was distasteful. And it is distasteful. It's like that's a gross thing to say. Like you shouldn't say that to somebody. Like bros who say that, they're like fucking they're frat bros. You know, I mean, they're
Yeah,
jock bros. That's who says that.
gross.
Me and my friends would never say that to each other.
No,
If
and
we
you guys
found that
wouldn't
out,
do
we'd be
that
like,
either.
oh damn, that's not right.
Yeah, damn, really? Oh,
Yeah.
gross. Yeah. What kind of woman would go up to, well, this kind, the kind of woman who makes out with a guy when she's breaking up with him and jumps on, straddles him. That's the type of woman who would be like, we're Eskimo sisters. Like, that's totally the type of, like, that's so gross. Why would you be proud of that?
Yeah.
Why do you think another girl would want to hear that? Weird, 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 weird. They're talking about this pool party. It sounds like they all hung out and got together a lot after a wrap. But they're talking about it, and like Casey's crying at a pool party, and then Madison's all mad, and but then Joe is talking, and he's such a friggin' dude and just wants to be over it so bad.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, let's just move on. Let's just move on from this, okay? Like I just need that he just wants it over. He has a new girlfriend now. Maybe they're doing good. He's like, please just like, can we just move on from this? I'm here. Let me forget, okay? And then Madison being like, why did you make out with me and cry at the car? And it's like, I mean, who when you break up with somebody, it doesn't always take, it doesn't always stick. You know, you might
Yeah.
hook up a couple times after. Like to me, it's just like that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Like it's confusing and everything, but it's not like you pushed him off you. It's not like you were like, no, 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 no. We're broken up. Like it's over. You were part of it too. It's you guys were making out with each other. He didn't make out with
Yeah.
you. You
Yeah.
made out with each other. And if he got emotional, he's like he said, I don't talk about my emotions a lot. So sometimes it just comes out later. I don't know. It was a breakup. Like it's just like I don't know. Madison just she gets to me. I mean, Joe's not my
Yeah.
favorite guy, but it's just like he's just like this dude, and Madison was just making me like, okay, give it a rest. Like it's been a year and a half. Like, please.
The more I see of Joe, the more I don't hate Joe.
Yeah.
Honestly, like yes, Joe is a dude's dude. Yes. Like he's like of the dudes, I could see hanging out with Jordan and freaking and Joe.
Yeah.
You know,
Same.
it's because like he seems like a fun guy, you
Hmm.
know, and you're right, he's gonna say some stupid shit. We all have a friend who says stupid shit. That happens, you know, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean they have a bad heart. I think that he actually has a good heart and head on him. It's just sometimes you're a bro and you do broy things, you know.
Yeah.
But like this episode said a lot to me about
Hmm.
if there was something actually to get out of it, this was one of those moments. Because I remember her talking about the crying thing on another thing, like someone else's podcast before we saw this. So again, social media ruining the finale.
Yeah.
So she divulges that, and I thought to myself like, wow, that's really messed up. That's a private moment that you had, and like you're just outing him like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's like this that was a very vulnerable moment, and you're just like, yeah, he cried. I mean, it's like maybe he didn't want people to know that. And now we're in the episode, and she's saying it again, and he just takes it. He's just like, yeah, you know, I cried, and like you said, he admits to it and his feelings, and his all I can think is that moment where he was divulging his feelings to her and trying to open up, and she just shot him down,
Yeah.
and then he stayed closed off for the rest of the season until he broke it off because it's like
Yeah.
I can't have feelings around her, you know. And in this moment, he broke. He couldn't help it, but he broke, and she's just like, "Why you cry?" And it's like, "Whoa, dude." Maybe it's not saying like, "Why you crying?" It's just like, "Oh wow, okay, this affected him as much as it affected me." Like, see what's
Yeah.
happening. It's like you
Yeah.
cried, now he's crying. It's like, wow, that means he really did have feelings for me. Because if he didn't have feelings for you, he wouldn't have freaking cried. All right. Again,
Yeah.
women, pay attention to these things. A man doesn't just
No.
cry for no reason. Okay. We're crying because something freaking affected us. So she affected him. Like she had an impact on him. And she
Mm.
can't see that. All she sees is like this man and what he did to her.
Every
You
time.
know?
That's all she sees all the time.
Yeah.
How could she have not watched that season back and seen what she did wrong? That's she never said, "Hey, you know what? No accountability from her either." I don't think she can
No.
admit or see when she never was like, "Oh my God, I watched it back and I saw how terrible I was to him sometimes." Like I didn't allow him to speak his emotions to me. I shot him down. I manipulated him by taking my ring off and making a big statement about it. Like how could she have not looked back at that and been so embarrassed by the way she behaved? It's all
Yeah.
about her, and like it's all about like he's the problem all the time. But it's like, and I love how he was like, "Yeah, wish her the best. Wish her the best. We're gonna move on. Like,
Yeah.
let's get
And but
this
there's
done."
he apologized. Like he would apologize for things he
Yeah,
did. Whether he was right or wrong. He would still
yeah,
apologize regardless. You
hmm
know? And whatever she saw wrong in him, he'd be like, yeah, you know what? I should have done that. I should have been this. I should have done this. When we're at that point, she calls him out, about the weight thing. Looking back on the episode that we saw when he brought up the whole weight thing, which is like what in Baja, I want to say, that's when we saw
Hmm.
it. Maybe there's a part later on where it happens again, but
Hmm.
like he was talking about weight and just like, he's trying to figure out the right words to say. At no time and by no means does he ever say she's ugly. He never says she's unattractive. All he says is like, she's maybe a little bigger, a little thicker than what I usually get. Maybe he gets, more petite, thinner girls. People come in all shapes and sizes. That's all he was stating. But at no time was he unattracted to her, because if he wasn't attracted, maybe he wouldn't have had sex with her so many times. you
Yeah.
know?
And it'd be so good, apparently, right? Like
Yeah.
he clearly was into it. He wasn't
Because
just like, oh God. Yeah.
both of them said it was good.
Hmm. Yeah. He says she's bigger, but also you gotta think like Matt's freaking tall. Okay. She's like the same
Yeah,
height as
yeah.
him. So like maybe even he meant like bigger as in like shorter and just smaller. And you know what? Like I don't know. I just think about like if a woman was like, oh God, like he's shorter than I usually date, like he's a shorter guy,
Yeah.
but
Which
it's
I think
okay.
that's
And
what
then
he was insinuating. Because he said,
yeah,
like, she mentioned that she usually dates guys that are not like me. I think he
mm,
was insinuating taller, bigger guys.
yeah.
Because maybe she
And
dates
like
like jock guys, muscular guys or
yeah.
whatever.
I hated that whole thing because there was no evidence that he thought she was unattractive. He just mentioned that he dates she's bigger than he usually dates. That's all he said. And then I had in my notes, obviously, why is it unacceptable for Joe to talk about a woman's body when all the girls just commented on how thick Megan is now? How why
Yeah.
like and she was so it was so hard to watch that. It's like, okay, but you think you're hot. You do have a nice body.
Yeah.
Everyone dates different people and they have preferences. Sorry, but they do. Some men like really, really large women. Some men like thinner women. Okay, just everyone likes different things. Women, same thing, man. Some women like
Yeah.
super beefy, muscly guys. Some women like really tall guys. Some women like guys who are more like dad bodies. Like, why is it okay for us to have what we are attracted to, but men can't? And I know there's a lot more pressure on women's society and the media to be a certain way, but by nature in people's brains, we have preferences. Okay? That's
And
just the
to be
way it is.
honest, the pressure I would say is equal, if not worse at times. Only because of the fact that what you just said, the short thing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's because of that. Because if you ask a woman about, like you said, the weight, all that kind of stuff, can a man say anything about that? It's like, no. Okay. What are your preferences in a man? How tall does he have to be? Oh, at least 6 feet. Most women want a man that's at least 6 feet, and if he's under, then it's like, then he failed. It's like, you can
Yeah.
fix your weight. You
You
can adjust your weight. You could put on makeup. There's lots of things you could do. A man can't grow. A man,
no,
right?
no.
Nothing you can do about that. All right. So it's like, it's
Yeah.
amazing how the thing that gets judged for on a man cannot be
Hmm.
touched. It can't be fixed whatsoever. Although science says you can always, chop your freaking calf in half and put an implant in there.
Oh
That's
my
retarded.
gosh.
Yeah, there's some
No,
funky shit
please
I've seen
don't.
online. But like, the
Yeah.
reality is, you can't grow. Like, once you're done, you're done. Okay. But a woman you can exercise. All right. Just like, what a man can do, we can get muscular. We can lift some weights. We can do some running and stuff. We can all stay fit, but we can't fluctuate in height.
Right.
And to be honest, even prettiness, you born what you got. All right. Because let's be real, if you get the surgeries in your face, it's not doing you any favors.
No,
Okay.
it
Not if
doesn't.
you ask me. Okay.
No.
Natural's gonna beat augmented any day. But yeah, that's something that just, it was very annoying to me. And it's just like, really, like, you're talking about freaking some bad habits. You're not helping to it, all right? And you are bigger. I hate to say it, all right? But you are bigger. You said Megan. Put her next to Megan. She's bigger than Megan.
But their
That's just
frame, it's just
that's
it's
just
just
the
like their
fact.
frame is
Yeah, it's
bigger.
different. But it's not, but the bigger isn't bad.
No.
Because here's the thing, body wise, my choice, I'm choosing Madison over Megan any day for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, because that's a body type that I prefer. Her, KB, like, shapely women, yes.
Hmm.
Nothing against Megan, very beautiful, also equally hot. But if I'm having a choice, yeah, shape.
Hmm.
I want shape. I want something I can grab onto. So it's just like, to me, it's a compliment. So
Yeah.
like when you mention the thicker thing, that's a nice word. You got bigger. Yeah, that's it's like those are mother bearing hips, like that kind of mentality. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. But she's just, and that's the thing. If a girl has said it to her, if one of the girls told her like, "Oh, girl, like you thick," she'd be like, "Oh, thank you." He says you're thick, you'd be like, "Oh, negative." It's like, why does the person matter when it comes to these words? I don't get it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also it's
I
like,
don't know.
hey, maybe if you're upset with how he commented on your body, maybe he's not the one for you, which you already know. So why are you so mad?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
right. You
already,
guys already broke up. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know, and clearly there was a lot of reassurance going on because of how often you had sex, and just whatever. That part bothered me.
Yeah.
I'm glad Joe is moving on, and that's that.
I will say, side note, I had a note about, 'cause it starts off with Casey, right?
Mm,
And I don't want to bring it back to Casey, even though it happens all the time. Uh, but Casey had the Eskimo sister joke, right?
yeah,
And you know what bothered me about that moment is that not even 5 minutes earlier, she was getting mad at Patrick for making the joke about her TikTok, or her saying like, "Oh, I guess I was the side chick, or I guess I was the runner up," and he's just like, "But you were." And he was like, "I'm sorry about that. That was a joke." He's like, "Well, it wasn't a good joke." It's like it wasn't. It was it wasn't a good timing or whatever. So it's like, wait, so him joke bad, but your joke good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we move on to Nick and Kate and Annie, who look stoned as hell on this episode? Kate is talking a lot first, and her judgment of Nick, I think, feels spot on to me. Like how he seems very rehearsed, very kind of phony. And like this whole time he's talking, I don't know if it's just who he is, but the whole time he's talking to everybody, this whole time it does feel very Chat GPT, phony, rehearsed, like he's a
Yeah.
cyborg. What did you think about Nick?
It's tough because we talked about it during the season, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't like his dialogue in the pods either. Like in the
Mm-hmm.
pods, how he talked to every girl, I checked that immediately too. It's like this dude is so repetitive. Like he is saying the same shit over and over again. Like I'm gonna be there for you, I'm gonna fight for you. It's like apparently you fighting for every girl. You're the white knight of this freaking season with how much fighting you're gonna do for everybody. But
Yeah.
like I thought that was odd, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you know what? I always thought it was like politician like, because no one I
Which
thought
is
of.
phony, though.
It is phony,
Which is
but
like, you know.
but here's someone I thought of. I thought of Barack Obama. And
Ah.
that man is generally loved by most people. Granted, probably not by Republicans because Republicans are going to hate, on a Democrat and vice versa, you know. But generally, I feel like he's going to go down in history as one of like the more loved and respected presidents. And he's a man who talked with, cadence and thought. Like at every word, you could see he was thinking and reaching for every word that he was saying because these are words that he would probably written down somewhere, but
Yeah.
but everyone talks about it. Like no one says like, "Oh, you feel too rehearsed." It's like, no, no. He feels like he's someone who really thinks about his words. He's really intelligent and everything. So it's like I thought to myself, it's funny how when it's someone we like, it's not rehearsed. It's intelligent and deep thought. But when it's someone that we feel skeptical about, then it's rehearsed and it's like you're planning this and it's devious in almost some kind of way. So I
Mm-hmm.
I don't I want to like almost give the man the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe this is who he is.
It's hard to
And it's
tell.
it's yeah, it's because like I said earlier, we don't know these people. There's a lot we don't know, and production can fool us with some of their stuff. There's some of that face value kind of shit where it's like, we never saw him do anything truly bad. It seemed like he was always giving everything a shot and everything a try. He was always nice to everyone. Like he wasn't like Joe, he wasn't talking behind someone's back. you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give the guy a little bit of grace. I can agree, like, so something feels off, something doesn't feel right
Mm-hmm.
about him. We don't know. And Annie kind of stuck up for him. Like the fact that Annie stuck up for him and the way she did it was just like it made sense. Like it felt logical. Like this was the most logical she's been this whole series.
It is shocking. Like I
Yeah.
was expecting Annie to be a train wreck on this episode, and she was super mature and supportive and reasonable. And I was like, okay. So I think Annie's just over it too. And she's like, yeah, he was fine. Everything's good. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Like,
because
yeah, Annie
she
shocked
she
me.
took ownership because she's just
Yeah.
like, you know what? I watched myself, and she's like, I was a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's like, who was that person? It's like, and she so she owned it. The fact that she owned
Yeah.
that stuff, And in that moment, what did he say? He's like, "Hey, you could throw me under the bus. I messed up." Yeah,
Hmm.
he didn't have to say that, and I felt like that was a little bit of him even like showing like that didn't. It could have been rehearsed. It could have been like at one moment make them all see that you're a bad guy. It's like I
Hmm.
felt like that felt real in that moment with the two of them. I think there could be that possibility. Maybe it's just who he is. Maybe he's
Yeah.
lived a life where like he's had to think about everything he says. It's like being a colored person being pulled over by the cops. You watch every syllable.
Yes, how do I talk and sound like a straight man? How do I do it? Okay, I'm rehearsing everything. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We don't know. It's just that's
uh,
just what people are saying. He seems like he's gay, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know him. It's just he did seem really phony in the way he would act with pod mates, the way his reactions with pod mates. I also just the way he handled the whole Kate and Annie thing, though how he would say the exact same words, like she said, is like you just looked up stuff to say to get a girl. You said it to both of us at the same time. How he kind of like the way he broke up with Kate was very like he was throwing her under the bus when she didn't do anything. So that whole the way he broke up with her was terrible. Actually, it was one terrible thing that he
mm,
did because he was just the way that happened. We brush on it in the previous episode, but I don't know. He could just be this way. But I think I get the sketchy vibe. I don't have the sketchy vibe from him at first, and that's why I think he's phony.
mm.
I get the sketchy vibe because he seems phony. So it's like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
reverse. It's like the reason why I'm sketched out by him is because of the way he talks and the things that he says and how it seems really rehearsed and fun. But then you see his house and we loved his house and we loved like the lifestyle he lived seemed cool. And I don't know. Nick handled himself really good, even though it did sound rehearsed, yes, but it could also be like his tone. But he handled himself great at the reunion. He was awesome. Annie was awesome. I thought they were both really mature and held themselves accountable and drama free, which I mean, that's not good for the reunion, I guess, but
yeah, yeah.
I like seeing them being really respectful towards one another and themselves. That was good. So,
I really just liked that Annie like freaking just took that shit. She said the most realistic and logical thing about the pods and how they work.
yeah, she
You
did.
know, Kate was going in on him about like the whole love thing and all stuff. How could you do that? And she's like, I get it. She's like, I also had a second person. It's just like,
Hmm.
you're going through all these things and it's like everything's happening so fast and you're kind of just like putting all of your emotions and thoughts right in the forefront. And so like, yeah, it's easy to just be like let that slip in the moment because you're just feeling the moments. All you got is this person's voice and their words. And it's just like, yeah, exactly. It's like that's the whole point of this experiment. And it's gonna happen more than once with more than one person. So it's like in turn, it's like that what she said spoke to everyone else's situation. Like that spoke upon like Patrick's thing because Patrick's been getting crap about the whole thing with like the Annie and the Casey thing,
For
and
Patrick.
yeah, it's like the more I look at that, it's like no, he wasn't a bad guy. Like he was giving himself to the experiment and what it is. They
Hmm.
all went through this. If he's bad,
Yep.
they're all bad. I'm sorry,
Hmm. Yeah, no,
Like
exactly.
I like that she just like called it out. It's like this is that's what it is, and like it's like can't like everyone else should see that. Realize
Hmm.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah, good job, Annie. It's like what
Yeah.
a moment of clarity.
Yeah, yes. Which is rare that we've seen.
You're like just for the show, like not even just her, but just like the show itself. Like it was nice to have that said on the show. It's just
Yeah.
like everyone take note of that. Listen to that. Take it to heart.
Okay, Allie and Ed. I mean, this whole I never warmed up to Allie at all, and this just made it worse, even though she was
Yeah.
trying to present herself like this like perfect little girl and stuff like that. But I felt bad for Anton like the whole time. Because first of all, they're painting him as an alcoholic, like a broke ass alcoholic deadbeat,
Yeah.
which he's not. And she would say, like, granted, I didn't see a connection between them emotionally either. So what her saying that they didn't talk or anything after the pods, not much about anything deep. It's obvious that there was no real emotional attachment between you guys. And like he said, I'm coming home from overnights and I'm at work and I come home and I'm tired. It's another Jordan thing. These men are just like
14
living in the real
hours.
world.
He said
Yes.
14-hour shifts. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. This is just on that this is just the real world. And some reason like these women can't handle their men quiet. Like they can't they just can't. They need to be entertained.
Which most men are quiet. That last I checked. Most of us are not freaking like on camera Jim Carrey, Robin Williams type people were just like, we're on. You know, it's like most of us are
No.
really just like introverted kind of people.
And you find out that Anton's friend broke up with his girlfriend who ratted him out for seeing strippers. So obviously.
Yeah.
And they never brought and Allie never brought up the stripper talk with him, which I find really weird because we were questioning why they didn't have
Yeah.
that conversation on camera, but they never had the conversation at all. Which if it bothered her that much, how did that not how was that not brought up?
At all.
Like at all. And
Especially
she's like,
especially on camera, she's just like you're in trouble. We got to talk later. It's like apparently you don't.
yeah. And then they're talking about her friends and how her friends were concerned that he couldn't provide, but he does provide. He just doesn't provide to the magnitude of which you think a man should provide for you, which I guess is give you fucking everything and more and pay
Yeah.
for all this frivolous stuff like Botox and stuff. I don't know what they're looking for, like what's providing anymore. Like providing seems like you need to be living with this like really high up 6 figure. We're going on trips like 4 times a year and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. It just seems like these expectations for men financially is in this economy, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like what?
It's
Yeah, it's hard.
girls that look like her. It's actually mean girls that look like her. A lot of the like the younger generation of
Hmm.
their age, like 20s and under, even maybe some 30s, that's their
Hmm.
mentality. Like I've seen these shows online nowadays, like these dating shows or whatever,
Oh yeah.
and they ask them like, what do you think a man should be earning to like if you're gonna be with them? And they'll say that 6 figures. At least
Hmm.
they should be earning at
Hmm.
least 6 figures. And when I say 6 figures, you're like, okay, so 100,000. Like, oh no, that's still too little. They say six
Oh no.
figures and then they say 100,000. Like, oh no, like 500,000. That's the least. If they're not making
Job that
500,000 a year,
who
then
has a
then
job
they
like that?
failed. That's the 1%. They want the 1%. They want the
But they're not willing to give anything,
But yeah, but
which
she don't
is
want to clean
so
a house. She
crazy.
she don't want to like take care of like shit around the house or anything like that.
No.
No. But yeah, she talked about being a stay-at-home mom at some or not stay-at-home mom, but like being there for the kids and all that kind of stuff. It's like
Yeah.
kids have to be cleaned up after, right? Like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
gotta clean a kid, you gotta feed a kid, you gotta clean them after all their shit, and it's a lot of shit.
Yeah, and the house is a disaster all the
Yeah,
time. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you gotta do that. Laundry up the yin yang. Like, there's laundry nonstop when you have kids.
yeah,
But the thing that bothered me the most, and I was like, I don't, Ali, you are not, again, not my fucking girl. Okay.
yeah.
The thing that bothered me the most, because she said it with such conviction, was when they asked her, when did you know that Anton wasn't the one for you when you weren't going to get
Oh,
married? And she
yes.
said, in Baja with his flip flops when he wore flip flops. I'm like,
She did
I
say,
was
to be
so
fair,
angry.
she did say the non-serious answer or like the non-real answer. I gotta state like that. She did preface it with that.
I think she meant it.
Oh, I think so too. But like I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like she did start it with, the non-real answer. Whether it was real or not, the fact that she felt the need to mention it, I'm with you.
Oh, I was so upset. What kind of mentality is it to even speak those words out of your mouth, especially on TV? Like, how do you think that makes you look as a person? Could you imagine again?
A guy a
If,
guy saying that about a
yes.
girl.
When did you know she wasn't the one for you? Oh, when she walked out in flip-flops. I just know I can't be with a girl who wears flip-flops. That's just
Those toes.
disgusting.
Oh, the toes. And she walked. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. And she was like, yeah, I hope his walk is like better now. And it's like, his walk? And then was it Nick Lachey says, or he found someone who appreciates his walk for the way it is? Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
And I was just like, how you are so superficial. I cannot relate. I cannot
Yeah.
relate. It made me so mad.
Well, I totally agree. I totally agree with that statement. That annoyed the crap out of me because it's like, especially at the little kids, like when he wore sandals at Baja. Oh, when he wore sandals to the beach. When when
What are you supposed
when
to wear
he
to a
did
beach?
when he did what every other person did. It's like I can't have a man who's like everyone else wearing sandals to the beach. Why would you do that? Like that just blew my mind. It's like, what else? Should he have been barefoot? Was he supposed to wear shoes? Was he supposed
Yeah.
to wear shoes to the beach so he could have sand in his shoes? I like, what? I was like, weren't her toes exposed too? That's what
What do
happens
you
when you're at the
want?
beach.
Yeah,
That
like what do
was
you
it.
want?
blew my mind. I was like, what are
Oh,
we talking about here? That's why I was like, this better be a joke. I had some notes for her. So saying that Anton was a big personality on camera is shocking since he felt pretty monotone to me.
oh
He
yeah,
never felt
neutral,
like,
normal.
because she's like, oh, in front of the camera, like you came alive. It's like, did he?
No, he
Like
seemed chill.
he felt so even keeled all the time.
Mm,
Like I felt like his personality didn't have any like dips or valleys. It was just plateaued the whole time. Now like Jordan had moments where like he was
yeah.
alive, and then he had moments where he was just like deadpan. You know, it's just like I
Hmm.
saw the the roller coaster of what he could be. But Anton, the most his roller coaster win of his personality was a smile and a no smile. That was it. That was like I
Yeah.
don't know what this personality she was talking about. Also, I felt like her stating that she wants an outgoing guy who's the life of the party seemed pretty hypocritical because she was like taught like putting him down for having a social life at a certain point, right? Like it's like, oh, like I
Yeah.
don't like if you're gonna be going out and partying, it's like that's the guy I used to be. But at the same time, now you're complaining that you want that guy. Like, what do you want? What are you looking for
Yeah.
exactly?
Yeah. And
You
also
know?
don't drink, but be the life of the party. But sometimes
Yeah,
people need a little bit of a liquid courage to be more. I don't get it.
yeah.
I don't get anything about her.
So weird. And but she states like that's not who I am. Okay, that's not who you are. But obviously that's part of who you are because I don't know many women who get their boobs done and want Botox and maybe even have fake lips or whatever and don't want to be those things you just said. That don't want to be the
Yeah.
life of the party, who don't want to be the center of
Center of
whatever.
attention. Yeah.
Like it feels like you're kind of like not understanding who you are then and what's happening.
Yeah.
I also felt because of those things I just mentioned, the stuff that she focuses on her body, it seems pretty
Yeah.
vain, very vain, right? And last I
Very.
checked, isn't vanity like a sin?
Yeah.
But yet she wants to be judgmental of a guy who may have gone to a strip club. You know, and granted, seeing a stripper or well, a naked woman might be not at the same level of putting plastic stuff in your chest.
Hmm.
But the point is, if you're supposed to be higher than thou, better than everyone else, you know, you're into the biblical stuff and the Bible and family and church, then that's the kind of stuff you really care about. You're not spending your money on that kind of stuff. Maybe you're spending all your money towards school or like just a better life and just saving for like the family that you want to have and all this kind of stuff. Like your priorities aren't where they belong either. Like you're not better than him by any means. All right. Some ways you
Yeah.
could be worse. It's like
Yes.
the only bad thing he did was have a few drinks. If that's bad. If
Yes. He didn't do anything wrong ever. I don't know. I, yeah.
I also felt like I was waiting when he mentioned that long day's work thing. I was like, please show Jordan. Please show Jordan. Like I want Jordan to be like, that's what I'm talking about, brother. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to like have because that was his story. His story was that just like I work all day and I'm tired. You know?
Hmm.
It's like I might be tired for the rest of my life. You know? And it's like I
Hmm.
thought that was Anton.
So real.
Anton's like, I work 14 hours a day. It's like he's working 14 hours, a night shift at that. Man.
That whole like Ali Anton thing. He's happy now. He's with a girlfriend who he said is very supportive. Yeah, so he's happy. That's all that matters. And then they ask they ask Ali, "Oh, are you saying?" He's like, "I appreciate," and so were hers too. "I appreciate your
Yeah.
interest in my personal life, but I'm keep it private." It's like, who are you, Johnny fucking Depp? Like, are you like a like famous like actress? Like, I don't know.
Also,
I
like
just
you were just on a show showing your love life. Now
your
you want to be
personal
private?
life.
Now you want to be private about it? Are you serious? And like, the thing
Maybe
is,
he's
all
famous.
you have to say is like, yes, I'm dating someone, boom, done, or no, I'm not dating someone, boom, done. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why we're like there was a few answers like that where it's like, why are we being so stupid with our answers? That was a stupid answer. Casey being asked about like, have you been dating anyone? And she's like, I don't know how to answer this. Like, bitch, yeah, you do. I dated Joe. It didn't work. Boom, done. I did.
Well, she can't talk, man. Casey can't even
No.
talk. She can't express herself. She can't tell people her true feelings and her true thoughts. Like, come on.
If you're not gonna say something that's real, just don't say anything at all. Or
Exactly. Okay, well, if we want to talk about people saying something real, let's move on to KB and Edmund.
to our girl KB.
Yes, and I love how when okay, we love her again.
Yeah.
We're gonna stand by it. We love her, and this again was proof. She seemed really nervous to be there too, which was kind of endearing. She's like, I'm nervous. I have my notes because I don't remember. But she said that. we talked about this, I think, in the last episode or the episode before, I don't remember, about how it seems like Edmund's crying is a form of manipulation. And I mentioned 2 episodes ago, and I mentioned
Yeah.
how when we meet his mom, it seems like his mom does the same thing. And I see where he gets it from, where they use their like wild emotions and over what how do you like over exaggeration of their
Yeah.
emotions as manipulation to get people to love them or forgive them or like okay fine cave to them. And he kept going on about like how I hate they see it's manipulation, but it's like I don't even know if he realizes he does it, especially if he grew up in an environment that his mom did it, and then
Yeah.
he feels like that's normal.
It's
So
just
they're both,
subconscious at this point.
well, of course, they're both right. I don't know if he realizes it, but I do believe that I do see how KB would feel that. I also like how she said that when you stopped crying, then you were a dick. And it's like, well, yeah, because he was using now anger to mask his sadness.
Yeah.
Then KB brings up about how whenever, like how he was way better on camera and way nicer on camera. And then when they weren't filming, he was like either a dick or crying and emotional and having these like outbursts. And then she said when the cameras were on, it made me look like an angry black woman. And I was like, okay, so is this the stereotype that I just don't know anything about? That's just like and that's why
Yes, that is that is
pe-
stereotype. Yes.
so people are mad at us for liking KB because they think that she is acting like a stereotypical angry black woman, I guess. Because we again we've had comments in the past about us not understanding KB at all. We're not seeing her the right way because I guess she's presenting herself as an angry black woman. But at the same time, you're seeing why she's angry, even in this
It's justified anger. That's the
justified
difference.
anger.
That's the
It
difference. It's
is.
justified anger. It's not random anger. It's not
No, that
it's
she's
not
being
angry for the sake of being
pushed.
angry. It's not
No, she's being pushed to the limit, and we feel for Edmund, we really do. Which we've talked about in other
yeah.
episodes. We definitely feel for him. But you're seeing right now on the stage how emotionally immature that he is because she's so calm. She wants accountability. She wants him to admit that he's doing something wrong. She wants an apology. She wants him to see how his actions are affecting her and how his actions are basically fucking him over too.
Yeah.
And he can't. And all he keeps saying is, but KB, I was there for you. KB, I loved you. KB is like, no, but you're not saying, okay, I can see what you're saying. I know like there's no self-reflection and he just can't see what he's doing and he
Yeah.
keeps being defensive and that's all he's doing. But this. And again, I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just like part of his personality and how he was raised, especially where he has to be on the defense all the time. And I think he also saw that a lot growing up. But you're seeing exactly here why it wouldn't work out, why it never would work out.
Hmm.
And I don't think there's any hard feelings on her end at all. I think that, like she said, I've grown a lot. You showed me a lot. And also that a lot of people are mad that at KB for even going to the altar. But I
Yeah.
honestly feel like she was working, trying. I do. I feel like she was trying. I feel like she was genuine. I don't feel like she was just on the show to like be on the show. Because man, she put herself through some stuff with that guy. Like he he was very testing to her patience.
Yeah.
And everything she was saying was so good. And he didn't make himself look that great. I don't think. It was the same thing as always. And he's like, I don't remember. And he was getting volatile again. When they get up to hug, and she's emotional and they're hugging and he's hugging her and she walks away and he checks out that ass. Like he
I mean, I don't
hugs and
blame
then
him.
he's
I don't blame him
well,
at
he's
all. I
like
don't.
he does the little like as she's walking away. And I'm just like, yeah, Edmund, like you just can't boys will be boys, man. Like even if
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't blame him either. But that what did you think about their whole conversation and everything like that?
Again, like yeah, KB, superstar. Super accountable for everything. Herself, him, all of it. And like it's pay attention to how they talk. And you pointed it out too already, but it's like, she says everything that happened with them. She says like how he did stuff and how it affected her, and vice versa. When he talks, it's always I.
Yes.
I gave you all of me. I did, like it's me, I's and me's. you know,
Hmm.
and it's just like that's a self-centered way of thinking,
Yeah.
and whether it's on purpose or not, it's like I do think a lot, like, to be fair, a lot of it could just be subconscious kind of stuff, because of his trauma, because of his upbringing. The boy went through some shit, and it's definitely
Hmm.
had an effect on him. And unfortunately, it hasn't been in a positive way. The positive part of it, though, is the fact that he has such a bright outlook on life. To to have gone through what he went through and still be so positive about certain things is impressive. Other people in his position could have been more depressed, suicidal, other kind of, what I mean, like
Hmm.
other people have gone through like similar things and had worse, and went through a worse, they went through a worse path. A lot of people have gone through what he went through and have went down a worse path. He chose something more positive, which is nice, but that doesn't mean he's not without his flaws, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the biggest flaw that he showed, like, was the not taking accountability, and then not remembering things that happened. Like, and this was a little thing that actually, like, if we're gonna just, if people want to see me put a ding on KB, here it is. Here's my
Mhm.
ding towards KB. KB had her little piece of paper, all right, with notes. So who knows what was on that little paper of notes? But she's like, I don't have a good memory. And but then she proved she has an excellent memory. All right, all right. For someone who has a bad memory, she was remembering stuff perfectly later on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that paper was about. I don't know what the hell's on that thing, but it wasn't her memory. I'll tell you that right now. She has a freaking photographic memory because she recalls a freaking day which we saw on camera. And here's a big note that I have. I just want to side note here. Past seasons, we had like BTS footage of or unseen clips, because there's a bunch of B-roll when it comes to these kind of shows. There's so much we don't see that's put on the editing floor. And past seasons, they would show us things of like, oh, well, you say you don't remember this. Well, here's the footage that shows what
Yeah.
happened. You know what I mean? We used to have that. There was none of that this season. This reunion, I don't think we had any flashback clips. And if they were, it was like maybe of the like a wedding thing or a beach thing. Like it was very current. It was almost like the last thing we saw, but they didn't show anything from like the pods or stuff like that. And this moment that she recalls, which is them moving in to the apartments, which they showed a clip of them in a line. Like we saw, I don't remember what episode that was, but we saw them all in a line with their luggage, and all the
Hmm.
couples are going to their apartments. And then the next thing we see is them in their apartments. All right. And she's recalling that point. Somewhere in between those two scenes that we did get to see was them just waiting and him being annoying, apparently, and then going on his knees and crying to her because, like, someone said I was annoying. He's like, well, you are being annoying. And he's like, I don't
Hmm.
remember that. I don't remember that at all. I would think that clip is there. There was cameras filming that. Why didn't they show us
Yeah.
that to back her up? Instead, now she's left looking like a crazy woman, which that's a bad stereotype because she's not being crazy, apparently. Like, I believe her because
Yeah.
all the footage we saw proves that yes, this man cried at the drop of a dime. All right, he was kissing floors. All right, I believe he was on his knees crying to her about someone calling him annoying. I believe it 100%.
Yep.
And he could have just been like, you know what? I don't remember that the way you do, but I saw the season. I watched what happened, and you know what? I was emotional a lot, and maybe I did get
Yeah.
emotional. Maybe I got a little more emotional than I should have. I just don't remember getting on my knees things. But I'm sorry. Just apologize because you cried. At the very least, you cried,
A
right?
lot. Yeah.
So stop pretending like you didn't. But I would have loved that they just had that clip just to show, like, hey, this is what you did. All right, we remember. You don't remember, but we remember. But I will say I did like that. I wasn't much for the host this season of Nick and Vanessa Lachey, which is too bad because I like them in real life. you know, uh, but there was one moment that Vanessa did say something nice, and that was talking about the trauma. It's like, you know what, you don't remember, you possibly don't remember, and it's because of your trauma. Your trauma.
Yes.
That's how you handle this. You handle things by not remembering. So for you, you're protecting yourself. And it's just like, yeah, exactly. Like if what you're saying is true, this is why. This is why that could be true, is because of your trauma. So it's
Yeah.
like, work on that. And in that moment, that's no moment he could have been like, wow, maybe you're right, like, or something. Like, he could have
He
reflected on it in that moment,
he
but
can't.
he never took ownership. And even like this pissed me off too, because as they're going in on this stuff, and she talked about the thing with that's on camera. We saw it. We all saw it on camera of him apologizing to her for the thing that happened of, I guess, him putting someone's voice over hers
Yeah.
or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
Like, so you took accountability for it in that moment, and you remembered it in that moment. A year later, you just forget it, and you saw it. You saw it. That's the thing. Is like
Hmm.
you watched it again like everyone else did, and you still don't remember it. Like you can't just be like, oh shit, yeah, yeah, I saw it there. Yeah, I did that. But no, it's like, I don't remember. I just don't remember. Then in that case, you don't find it weird that you don't remember a thing that you saw on TV. Like you're watching
No,
yourself do something and you don't remember it. You don't think that's wrong. Like you don't think something's wrong with you.
that's
Like that maybe you
something.
need help. Like that's something that just bothered me. It's like, is no one gonna get this man help? Because he needs help. If he's blocking that out of his mind, what else is he blocking out? Because that wasn't even that bad.
Hmm.
That's a minor thing. If you're blocking out the minor stuff, that means the heavy stuff is really buried, and you got to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Like I've never
Well,
thought someone needed therapy as bad as when I saw Edmund.
yeah. No, I know. Me too. Me too. Um, the thing that everyone's saying, not just you right now, but like they were saying, you look at things so positively. You're always so positive. Yeah, he's masking. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like I like it is good to be positive, and he did make. It's good that he made himself into what he made himself, because, like you say, it could have went down a really dark hole, and he could have ended up somewhere else, which is good thing he didn't, and his positivity got him there. But also he's masking and in denial. And there's a
yeah,
lot of things that's not being addressed. And I'm no psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, but it's like the fact that he is claiming to forget things that happened. I understand why they didn't want to pull up the clip, because he is so explosively emotional, and it would have been like, I can see them pulling up a clip for somebody who was like a real asshole dick on the show,
yeah,
but
yeah,
because
yeah,
he's like a wounded child, it's almost like, oh yeah, you don't get it, Edmund, here. But he's like a little wounded kid. So it would have been almost like in bad taste to like prove him wrong, because he was the one who got his heart broken. He's the one who's so sad. He was the one who cries all the time. Again, is it manipulation so that no one does anything to you and you're like safe all the time? I don't know. But I understand why they didn't show the clip, because for someone like Edmund, it's like almost bad taste, because he clearly needs a lot of mental help and he had a really bad childhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like he's
yeah.
damaged.
My only thing with that is I feel it's like production obviously doesn't care about people's feelings because of the thing that happened to Patrick. That's the thing for me. It's just like in one hand you're cool with stomping someone's freaking emotions and not caring about them, but on the other hand you care. It's just like
Yeah, but
you guys
Patrick's
are
just
very
a normal bro, right? Like
so
he's
it's
just like what a
okay.
normal dude.
So
Yeah, so it's okay. It almost feels like that type of thing.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, the stuff with KB and Edmund, it was very every time Edmund went to like open his mouth, I knew I was going to be embarrassed, because I knew he wasn't going to say the right thing. I just
yeah,
knew he wasn't. And they are two polar opposites when it comes to the emotional intelligence. And yeah, she freaked out on him, and she apologized again for calling him a name. And she said, you shouldn't want to be with somebody who does that to you, because like I wouldn't for me. And everything she said was perfect. And it just feels like nothing is sinking in there. Nothing is getting in. Nothing is going in and resonating with him. And it's like, we also don't blame him. That's just how he
yeah,
something
yeah.
happened to his brain when he grew up, and he has that block and a mask and the inability to, I think, take criticism and all that stuff and self-reflect. And it's like, it's not his fault, but also it's like KB is not going to marry him out of guilt and because she wants to raise her husband and fix him, right?
Yeah.
So good thing they didn't get married. It was more proof as to why it was a good thing that they didn't get married. Edmund, I have like feels for the guy, but it's like there's stuff there that needs to be addressed big time.
Which I want to bring up the fact like we've talked about comments that we get in our videos for like their relationships, especially at anyone else. Their relationships, the only relationship people comment on when we talk about these things. But like we got called out for like some of the stuff with them, and I actually had seen another content creator. It was a black female, and she had brought up a point about Edmund, right? And like, there are a lot of people are on his side. A lot of people feel for him, and they feel like great guy, and like they kind of put KB in this bad light and stuff. And she said something. She's like, people want to say like, Edmund, like, he could be on the spectrum a little bit, or like, he's obviously got some trauma, so some things happening to him. And it's just like, you know what? Sure, that she's like that could be there, but at no time does he ever say he's on the spectrum. At no time is it stated that he's on the spectrum. Yeah, he's coming in like a regular man, like every other man is coming into this project. So
Hmm.
in turn, I'm gonna judge him like every man that's in this project. That's what she
Hmm.
says. So in turn, this man got to grow the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I was just like,
he
that's a
does.
black woman saying that. Like, that's not even us, all right? I'm just watching this other black reader just talk about this, and she's just like, this man crying all the time. She's like, suck it up, Buttercup, all right? It's like, don't be freaking having it. It's like this woman should have just said no to him when he had a hissy fit about not having sex. Man crying about not having sex. It's just, and
Hmm.
it's just like it's a good point. It's
No, I
yeah,
do agree with that, and
yeah,
I do agree. And she should have said no. And I think that's why she's getting a lot of criticism too online, is because she like strung him along, or she should have said no or left it Baja. But also there's probably a lot of pressure from production to hang in there. Don't worry. It's like they want a show, right? Like they want
yeah,
a show
yeah,
for people. They want to we're viewers. They want us to stick around. They need ratings. They want drama. Like they're telling these people also, make it to the altar, please. We need something at the
yeah,
altar. We need to have a wedding episode. Come on. Like you got to also think about that. Yes, they're real people in a sense, but at the same time, they're not in a real environment. They're on a TV
yeah,
show. They're behaving as such. They're also there's also outside factors being told, influencing them and their decisions hardcore. So yes, we're judging it as we're seeing it as a TV show, not really as their real people, because we ultimately don't know what these people are like in real life. We don't know what their
yeah,
relationships are like in real life. We don't know anything about it. We're looking at them like characters on a TV show and judging them that way. So if we're wrong with our assessments, then it's like maybe I'm wrong about how I feel about Pam Beasley from The Office, who I hate. So it's like I don't know that, because I'm just kind of going
uh,
off of what I'm shown as a TV show. Do I
yeah.
want everyone to be happy and get married and be in love? Yeah, that's why I watch a show, for that,
That's
not the
the
drama.
dream. That's
That's the dream. I want everyone to be in love and be happy, and that's what I want. But we're gonna talk about what we see. We're being Randy Newman.
yeah. We're
We're
Randy
just
Newman it. Yeah,
talking about what we see. That's it.
because there's people and then they love each other. They do it in the ports.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Replays It All in the Love is Blind season 9 reunion, which was kind of a bust, but we had a lot to say about it anyway, like we always do. If you want to watch all of our other Love is Blind
Yeah,
episodes, please do. They're all on the channel. You can find more of our content on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. You can follow us on Instagram and X at Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcast. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that down below. We'd love to talk to you, even if we disagree. And you can find me
yeah.
on Instagram at Marie Plays It All. Where can we find you, George?
You can find me at Nicolopolis.
Okay, never stop playing. And what do we say? I get stuck here. Never stop
Never stop
playing and
owning your shit.
yeah, never stop playing and never stop owning your shit and taking accountability. Please. Please.
They do it in the ports.